put silence on my
Okay, hey, Miss Cheryl Norris, how you doing? Glad to see you. We are here tonight live with the OGs because we talk about what we want to talk about and what we will talk about because we all like that, so we can get away with it.
Kind of
But
sound like we set in our ways.
yeah, well, we are.
Sorta, kinda, yeah.
Yeah. But one good thing about it is we have enough knowledge to accept changes,
Right.
and we can change when we want to change. That's the main thing. But yeah, Jed, it's sort of like we set in our ways.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get into the subject in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Let
some more folks bust a dome.
Yeah, we're gonna try to wait on a few more people to come in the house because they might have been out eating dinner and partying like my sister Shirley was.
J3, I just told him, I said, I literally just walked in the door. I said, I've been out with friends with dinner and I brought home some lasagna and chocolate cake. So I don't have to worry about cooking tomorrow. And I might eat that chocolate cake after the live is over.
Hey, Miss Lawrence.
Or to try to make me mad and eat it during the live. Either one.
Jamia, how you doing?
Like the man said, I ain't going to be that rude. So, all right.
Hey, Lynette, Fisher Jamil.
Lawrence, hey, Fisher Jamil. How are you?
I hope I'm not the one breaking up.
No, Sister Shirley is breaking up somehow. She's freezing every now and then. But she's all right now. But
you might need to get rid of that food. That food is messing up your Wi-Fi.
And you know what? I pulled my table closer to me and it started. So I said, let me push the table back. And I pushed the table back, everything all right. So I guess I'm getting a stronger signal. So I was like, I ain't going to touch it no more.
Hey,
don't be like Bama. Don't be pushing no else. Let it go.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, Cassandra.
Yeah.
But like Jed said, we're just trying to kill a few minutes here until we get some more people into the chat before we get started. But
sorry,
if you don't mind, just let me know what your weather have been like there today. Hey, Mike.
What's up, Mike? Like I said, 92 degrees here and hot.
Mike. I went out to my garden today to check it, water it, and my what's that? My Aunt Molly ground cherry. It was so many ground cherries that fell inside the bucket. I did a video. I haven't downloaded it yet, but I couldn't believe how many ground cherries fell in the bottom of the bucket. So I was collecting them. I said, now I understand what they mean when they say once you plant them, you don't have to plant them anymore once you plant them. That because it's going to be one or two that you're going to miss some kind of way, and it's going to hopefully reproduce next year.
Yeah, it's going to come back. Yeah, Miss Cheryl Norris said it's 88 and stuffy. I think it's stuffy everywhere. Hey, Maria.
I went out this evening. All my grandkids was here except for one.
Alrighty.
And they was out playing basketball. And I went out just to make sure they didn't mess with my apples and my pears, and make sure they didn't step on my watermelon out there.
Maria S. from New York City. Thank you very much.
Hey, Maria.
Subscribe
to
Miss Shirley OG and the J3GS.
All right, Mariah.
Hey, welcome.
G Mama Grows, welcome in.
Hey, G Mama.
G Mama grows hard in the garden.
G Mama been out there working hard in her garden. She's been doing that thing with the hummingbirds and all that stuff, you know.
Yeah, I like that new hummingbird feeder she got.
Heat, rain, or snow, she gonna be working on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Fran said we was getting ready to do a video on that hummingbird feeder that Fran had just hung out there. and G Mama Grove came with hers, and friends, oh, G Mama beat us to it.
Now, well, you know what? Tell Fran do it anyway.
Yeah,
We
that's
got
what I
this.
told her. But we trying to film that bird, but that's a busy little rascal. He's so fast, he running there and
Oh yeah.
we
Oh
go.
yeah. Well, I
Some
have
people
Fred
got
and Ethel. They come back every year, and I'll be sitting out on the porch, and they so used to me now, till I can hear them when they hum, and they actually will hover over me, and I say hello, and then they'll go over to the bird feeder, and that's why I have flowers too, so they can get nectar from the flowers as well as nectar, the sugar water from the
hey
hummingbird
Tag,
feeder.
welcome
So
in.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Tag.
Well, that's why I said have her do her video because some people got the wrong concept.
Very good.
Because you
Thank
think
you,
it, I'm thinking, and Miss Cheryl, we could all three of us could be thinking about the same thing, but then somebody said, "I did it first." I did. Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
we're not worried about that.
Just
That's
do it.
right.
Just
That's
do it.
right. We're not even worried about that.
Because I guarantee each one of us could do a bird feeder, and I guarantee there'd be something different in each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about it is, it's not my point of. I don't think it's you guys' point either of being first or third or second.
Right.
The thing of it is, we are a family, and this is why that we're going to talk about this particular subject tonight. And and the subject is respect.
I was about to call my sister in here and start singing RESPECT.
Well, call it.
Spell it out for him. Huh?
No, she gone.
Well, that is exactly what our subject is for tonight is respect. And let me first do a disclaimer. We're not psychoanalysts. We're not psychiatrists. And we're not doctors. But we do have respect for each other.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And really, we asked the question, respect, what do it mean to you? Hey, GT, where you at? I haven't seen you.
I see him.
Yeah, I see him in the chat.
Yeah, but I don't see him in the basement.
I don't see him on the panel, but I see him in the chat.
Yeah,
I see him in the
Yeah, I see him in the chat. Now, I've been down in the basement 3 or 4 times looking for him.
Well, now let's talk about respect. Now that's one of the things right there. Even when I was a young fella, my mom, my grandparents, they tell me respect can take you far.
Mm-hmm.
Now
it don't cost you to be respectful.
Right.
Thank
Everybody
you.
in our era, that's how we were raised to have respect. Even if you didn't like somebody, you have to respect them because they're older than you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I don't want to be throwing no rocks on nobody, but this era today is different from our era, where we was raised as little children. We was raised with respect, and you respect another adult, even if it's your family, you respect them, and it just grew with us that respect is there. If we don't have respect or don't show respect, there's usually a real reason why.
Yeah.
But today,
well, you don't hear. Yeah, you don't hear them saying yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am anymore.
They don't have
they used to calling grown-ups by their first name instead of uncle this or uncle that. No.
Well, the thing about it is no, I ain't gonna say it because I ain't gonna get into that. But anyway,
we was raised with
I might should say it, but I just don't want to really. I better not get into it. But this subject is going to upset a lot of people, and I know this. because now a lot of relationships and marriages, courtships or whatever, have been lost and broken because of disrespect.
Lack
Of
of
people
respect.
not respecting their spouse or their significant other or whatever. And not only that, this there's a lot of family members that don't get along with each other because they don't respect each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you lose respect for a person, then you have pretty much lost that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, it's just like that, really. But you know,
And,
the
and the
thing,
counter about it, you got people out here, they want you to give them respect, but they don't
yes,
want to give it like
yes,
what?
The bad thing about it is they don't know how to give respect.
Yeah.
They don't know how to give respect. Now,
Well, I think a lot of them don't understand what the meaning of respect is.
now, Mr. Bambitt, you met my son.
I don't know.
All I got to do is tell somebody that EJ is my son, and they don't even know. Oh, that boy, he's so respectful. He this, that, here.
yes.
I said, what? The only thing that I said, yeah, that's my son. Oh man, he was this way, he was that way, he was respect. He said, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. He helped this, helped. This. I said, that ain't the son I know. I know my son is respectful, but to hear when they said, oh, he went up way and above.
Mm.
And that's the same thing with my grandson. They went to the 4-H trip and find out there's this girl that has a disability and find out he was in charge of her. And the mom said, I want him to watch my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what? But
Well,
it was due
Cassandra,
because she saw respect in him.
Cassandra, that was what I was getting ready to say next, because most people don't respect themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
So they can't respect nobody else.
But I like what G Mama said though. When you talk to an adult, you gave them a title. You just didn't call them straight out by their first name. Like my aunt's, my aunt's name is Evelyn. You didn't say, "Hey Evelyn." You said Auntie Evelyn or Uncle John or Uncle what or Auntie this or Grandma or whatever. You put a title on there. You never called an adult straight out by their first name, just like your parents. You needed to know your parents' first name, but it was mom and dad, So, I've heard kids call their parents by their first name. And I look at them like, what?
Yes.
I'd be like, oh no.
Now, my daughter uses it as an icebreaker. If I don't want to be bothered with her or anything, she'll call me by my first name. And I just look at her, Daddy, you know I'm playing, Dad, you know I'm playing. I'm not a terrible guy, but I will throw this cup right here. Hey.
And that's funny. I've never heard my granddaughter ever call me by my name or even introduce me by my name. She always say this is Grandma or Graham. She said she too old on to call me Grandma, so she called me Graham now. But she put that in there, and I was like, when she say my name, it sounds funny because I've never really heard her say my name. She always Graham this, Graham that, Graham this, that, and the third. So it's funny. It's just each generation has been taught a certain amount of respect towards their elders, whereas the younger generation now, and not all of them, but the majority of them don't know how to talk to people.
Yeah, I got to read what Tag said. She said a lot of people don't understand positional authority. Respect comes with the position.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Fatima.
Hey, Fatima, how you doing?
But you got a lot of kids don't respect nobody. They don't respect authorities. They don't respect their teachers. They don't respect their parents. They don't respect neighbors. They feel like they are the only authority that they need to be bothered with. And I'm like, where did y'all get that from?
And the thing
that come down from the top.
That's what I'm trying to say.
When you got people in those positions, like Tag just said, you got people in that position that they don't even give respect themselves. They don't respect you, me, or nobody else. But
Right.
yet they want you to respect them. And
Yeah.
money can't buy respect.
Yeah. Hey,
It can
my
buy
renaissance grandma. Yeah.
money just can't buy you respect.
No.
You know, it might buy you some politeness or favoritism, but it don't buy you respect.
Right. Right.
You can get favoritism and still be disrespectful, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey Ernie.
Mhm.
But that's what really bothers me because now I'm like you, Mother Shirley. You can't say everybody because I went to Lowe's the other day and that was this young man named Linder, Linder, and that was at the register that checked me out. This young man was beyond and above polite,
Mm-hmm.
respectful.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so far there that after I even checked out, I had to go back in and ask him, to give me his name so I could do a favorable report on him. Because
Mm-hmm.
this was truly amazing, and I told him the reason
Welcome in,
that
Otis.
I came back in there because I was going to do a write up, a report whenever they sent me this information out, but how was this, how was that? And
Mm-hmm.
then they did send it, and I did make the report. And then after that, on the way back, Fred had called in an order she wanted me to stop and pick up. So I stopped, and there was this young kid there. I must have been 7, 8, 9 years old. But he was sitting there waiting, I guess with his father or grandfather, for their order. And he just bounced up and opened the door for you.
Mhm.
Bounce up and open the door for you. I started out the door with the bags I had in my hand. He jumped up and opened the door. And I turned around and said, "Thank you, sir."
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and he a big smile on his face. So there is still some kindness and respect in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still some. But it's not enough to overshadow the bad part.
True
Right.
that. True that. I had a neighbor next door. Well, he's not a neighbor. The house next door to me is empty and it had some water damage and they had plasterers over there working on the house. Well, I had came out to the curb to grab my trash container to take it in the back. Well, he had parked his truck on the street and he got out his truck and he actually ran over to me. He said, "Ma'am, ma'am, ma'am." He said, "I got this." So he tilted the trash can and he walked me all the way to the back of the house where it should go. And I had a bag of uh, what do you call it? Reusable recyclables, uh,
Exactly.
and water bottles and stuff. And so I had them in a big plastic bag. I said, "I just want to dump this in there and take the bag out." He said, "I could do it." He did everything. And so while I had him, I got a chance to show him my green stock and the other little stuff in the backyard. And I broke him off some basil. And I was like, "Here, take this. And then you can strip off the bottom and put this in water and start your own plant." So I got a chance to talk to him a little bit more. He didn't have to do that. I mean,
That's
he
true.
broke his neck getting out that truck to help me. He was like, "Man, I got my cane. I'm trying to work this trash can."
Mhm.
He was like, "Where you want this?" And I turned around and I looked at him. I said, "Your mama raised you right." He said, "Yes, ma'am." And I was just like, I haven't heard that in a long time. So
Yeah.
I he kind of made my day. He did.
Hey, old dog.
That's also like when you going in a restaurant indoors, like Mr. Bam said, the little kid opened the door for him and stuff.
Yeah.
I've watched people will take and they got a lady or even a female, whether she's old or young, that's coming right up, they just close the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had another lady, I was going in I think the Dollar General or whatever. No, Dollar Tree. And she went to run and grab the door. I said, "No, ma'am, I got this." I
Mm-hmm.
opened the door for her. She said, "Go ahead." She said, "You old." I said, "No, you go."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said, she wanted to run up there and get the door for me, but because I have that gentleman aspect of me, I'm holding the door for you.
Mm-hmm.
And today, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to beat no parents up or nothing. But the point to it is, in our generation, we were raised using respect and taught and how to respect people. But I have to say, in the mid 80s, coming to these 90s, they kind of lost the meaning of respect. And I'm not going to say because the father wasn't in the home, but the mom, I can't say that. My mom raised me. My mom raised me. And there was a lot of respect taught, given, and told me you better respect such and such. And I was raised by my mom.
Yeah.
So it's just in these later years, folks, I don't need to say another thing that get me instead of using respect or whatever, you said, my bad. Boy, I guess I could just slap you. Instead of saying I'm sorry or something, my bad.
So what's that mean?
I mean, that's so stupid. My bad. Yeah, it's your bag that you were acting ignorant or stupid, but that's not the right word. My bad. The correct word would be, excuse me, I'm sorry, please. What use respect, and respect will get you many places.
Ernest said today kids walking to the doors because they're looking at the phones.
That's true too.
They walk into a whole lot of stuff. I didn't see them walk off the curb, almost hurting themselves, walk into a glass door. They so busy on their phones till you can't get them out their face. When you come to my house, if I invite you over for dinner, I don't want to see your phone. If you are that attached to your phone, you stay home. When you come to my house, you come to eat, have personal one-on-one and polite, conversation. We play cards or whatever. Don't nobody sit there and just keep, on their phones. No, before phones came out, you had literal contact with another human being. You had what they call a conversation. Okay. Yes. I've seen two kids sitting next to each other, texting each other. I was like, are you serious? He's sitting right next to you. They thought it was more fun sitting there texting each other back and forth than it was to literally speak to them. That kind of blew my mind. I was like, oh,
I could type better than I could speak.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you're right, Cassandra, because a lot of kids haven't seen the example of respect. But I tell you another thing that had happened. You remember when you was in school, or you had someone in school, one of your children was in school, that they said yes, ma'am, yes, sir, no, ma'am, no, sir.
Are you happy, Mac?
So now they teach them yes and no.
Yeah.
And it's no more that yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. But it also, like you said, Jay, it starts at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
It starts at home. And when you get to be disrespectful and you can't honor the respect, a lot of times it's best if you just leave it alone. You know what I mean? You just move away from that particular person or whatever, or that particular group.
Hey, Happy Matt.
Because it's like somebody said in the chat a few minutes ago, if they don't got no respect for themselves, then they're definitely not going to have any for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was talking to my great grandbaby the other day. She'll be 2 next week. And so she came in and she was telling me, she said, Daddy. I said, yeah. She said, Nana. I was like, yeah. She said, Daddy. I was like, yeah, Nana. And then she wanted something I had. And I said, what do you say? She said, please. So, like you said, it starts in the home.
Yes.
If you don't teach them, the world's not going to teach them in the way that's going to be respectful. Right. It's going to end up being disrespectful. And that's where a lot of them get into so much trouble because they don't know how to respect.
Happy Matt.
Hey, Teasy.
Like it starts at home. Hey, Tigsy.
Hey, cousin Linda.
Dawson, welcome in.
But,
What's that? Linda Dawson. Hello.
Yeah, you're right, Linda.
You're right.
They don't know what respect is because the parents don't have it.
Yeah.
As Cheryl Norris said, I don't like when parents go out drinking and smoking with their children. You know what? My kids ain't never been my friend.
My Renaissance grandma.
My kids have never been my friend. They always make me mama and daddy, and we don't go out partying and all that stuff together.
That's what Tom said. If I'm not hanging in the clubs with you and your friends, why you all up in my Kool-Aid, as my mama used to say, don't know what flavor it is. Go on somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hang with your own group of friends.
When I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to be. If we had adult company in here and they're talking, I'm not even allowed to be in this room unless, excuse me, I got a question. And when they say you can speak, then you can speak. Yeah. But when you get your answer, get up out of there.
Right.
Yeah. We were taught children should be seen and not heard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing of it is, I don't too much worry about that cliche, seen and not heard, but you're right.
Well, that was in the day, though.
My parents was pretty much the same way. It's best for you to be seen and not heard. You don't be all up into these grown folks' conversation. You stayed in the child's place. But now the kids nowadays are not only the kids, but you got grown children. I started to say a word, but
Yeah, I can see your lips.
I caught it.
But you got these grown children that don't respect you either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, and this wasn't my saying, but but the less people you chill with, the less drama you have to deal with.
That's a fact.
That's the truth.
That's a fact.
And my son is 55 years old, and when he walks up in this house, he knows 3 things. It's automatic. Take your hat off, take your shoes off, and you better not be cussing in my house, because you will get popped in the mouth. I don't care how old you are. I'm still your mama, and you're going to respect me, and you're going to respect my home. And he know better. And his friends know better. If he bring his friends over that I've known, watch them grow up as kids, they know they better not come in here with that foolishness. No. Now, what you do in your house and in the streets, that's your business. But when you hit my doorway, you know what the rules and regulations is, and they ain't changed, and they never going to change.
Mm-hmm.
I can admit that I heard a lot of my son friends, they be out in the backyard, they talking and doing all cussing, fussing, all that mess. They come up to the house or whatever, they sing like they just came from church. Yes, sir. How you doing, sir?
Yep.
Okay.
Them hats come off. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Taking my shoes off. They let you know right quick.
Yeah, but that's another thing too. I haven't seen. We talk about respect, but you see these guys that walk into the church with their hats on, the ball caps on.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Where is the respect there?
Hey.
I just don't. I don't understand it, people. I really don't.
I went to my uncle's funeral 2 months ago, a month ago, and I went up in there and I'm just looking. Now, I understand why the soldiers have their hat on, because they're doing their job. They're the burial ceremony and stuff. I understand why they got their hats on. But you sitting down in the pulpit, not the pulpit, but the sitting down, and you got your hat on. I said that don't make no sense. And you was raised up in the church, but you're gonna keep your hat on.
Mm-hmm.
I let me tell you, I had a dear friend's son who passed away, and I went to the funeral home to give respect. It was more hoochie mamas and gangsters and players up in there than the law allow. And I had to actually turn around and look and say, am I in a funeral home? I was like, look at these chicks. They look like they was going to the club, and the guys looked like they was ready to rob somebody. I was like, oh my God. I was like, it used to be what they call a protocol for certain occasions, how you would
Right.
dress to be respectful when you go in. And when you're paying last respect, come on, y'all. Y'all got
Right.
mini skirts up the wazoo with all this cleavage and 4-inch heels. And you got these guys in there looking like the
But I
baggy.
gotta look good. It's a funeral, but I gotta look good.
Oh my God. It to me, it was like a clown show. I ain't kidding. I mean, it was so many of us mature people that was sitting in the back. We let the young folks sit up front, but we were sitting in the back and you could just see heads like this. Like watching these women coming up and down the aisle and these guys, and we was just like, oh my God, this generation is just lost. It's just it was sad and scary in the worst kind of way, you know? And I'm just like, wow.
Well, as kids would say, they say these days, come as you are.
Yeah.
But I can understand that part, Tiz, but what I was talking about was with these hats on.
Yeah,
I can't see them
They're
sitting
talking
up.
about the sin that you're in, TG.
Yeah, I can't see them sitting up in church with a hat
yeah.
cocked sideways or backwards or all this stuff. You know, I
Even
mean,
come as you are, you should show some kind of modesty now. I mean, like you said, at that point, it shows that you don't have respect for yourself. Because you know, it's like telling everybody, this is the way I am, and this way I'm gonna look, you know, you're gonna have to respect this. No, I don't. I don't have
Mr. Bama, did you get the letter? The note from GT? He said he
I ain't
emailed
got
you.
nothing. I didn't get nothing. I sent GT
No, I
invite.
think he's saying he emailed you now or something.
He might have did,
Yeah.
but he might have did it on my phone. I heard something a while ago.
Cheryl, my son, he pulled up in my driveway once, and the music was blasting. And before I can get to the door, he turned it off. And when he got out the car, he pulled them pants up and tightened up that
Hey,
belt. I was
Temple.
like, yeah, no.
That's it. That's it. That
Hey, Tampa.
Now I love my grandchildren, but one thing that I noticed about my grandchildren, they're respectful when they come in my house. But when they're other places and I'm watching them and stuff, they don't use no respect. But when they come in my house, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Can I do that? Thank you. I was like, okay, let's keep it that way.
Let me tell you what I did to my son once. Once he was in his 30s and he had on some saggy pants, and I walked up behind him and I grabbed his pants and I snatched him down. I said, I shouldn't be able to do that. He was like, Mom, why you do me like that? You embarrassed me. I said, no, you embarrassed me because that's not the way I raised you. And I was like, don't you ever come up in my house or around me wherever I'm at with your pants. I said, you too old for that.
Okay,
I was like, to me, that's a fad. That's not a respectful way to wear your clothes every day. I was like, you didn't got too old for that. Pull them
Wrong with
pants.
Hudson, welcome in.
Apple Creek, growing with Hudson. Jihad.
And the thing to it is, the sagging of the pants, that's a prison thing anyway.
That's what I heard too.
That's a prison
like,
thing that actually came to the free world. And the young boys and even the girls don't realize that is something saying that you are available.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're no, I don't. You ain't getting none of this. But when you sag, that saying you are available.
That's what it was saying back then, but they done changed it around to.
Yeah, they done made it a cultural thing. That
It's their way of things. But you know, it's not just one race now that's sagging their pants.
No.
It's all of them now. All of them.
Yeah. It's a young person type thing. I don't know. I can't say young person because I saw a dude oldest.
There's some old ones doing it too.
Oldest pepper the other day with his sagging down, showing some yellow draws. You know what I'm saying? So,
it was a police officer. No,
you know, so
yeah, Happy Mac. But
so
you know what, though, Brandon? It's just like, oh my goodness. I heard an Asian man was giving an interview. He says, Black culture is amazing. He says, we have the music, we have the food, we have the clothes, but we don't have the unity. He says, Black cultures is celebrated all over the world. And you can see the influence, you know, in their dancing, in the music. their styles or what have you, but when it comes to unity as a race, we don't have it.
Yeah.
This is why, you know, every Sunday night you hear me preaching because you know, I know it's not there. I know we're not together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's something that we can accomplish, and it's something that we need to hurry up and accomplish.
Yeah, we gotta
Because
strive for it.
yeah, because the thing about it is time is running. I mean, it stops for no one,
That's it.
one.
Yeah.
And really and truly, you know, when you use the word if, it's already too late.
Yeah.
Because the first thing you say, if I had done this, or if I had done that.
East Wind Farm, welcome in.
If it's almost like past tense at that point.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, back during the hippie days, I was wearing bell bottoms.
Hey.
I was wearing them too. I was wearing the hip huggers and hip hugger bell bottoms with my big
bell bottoms
buckle on it.
And a big afro, believe it or not. I had one.
Is it?
Yeah. But like I said, people, time keep right on ticking. Hey, East Wing Farms. And, you know, actually and truly, I know, Tizzy, that they are trying to get people into the church, so they tell them to come as they are. At least they are there. That is so true. And I agree with you 100%. I'm not arguing with you on that. But the only thing that I am saying is they don't need a hat on to be sitting up in church.
Right.
Well, come as you are can be on so many different levels. You don't have to come in there looking like a hobo and homeless in a garden hole.
Right.
But
it doesn't say come as you are, meaning your dress. It is mean your sin. The sin that you're in, you come in as you are, and eventually it will change.
Hey, Shantae.
We're talking about this inner being then when it said come as you are.
Well, I
understand some people do have to come to church the way they are because they don't have any clothes but other than what they're wearing every day. So I understand a bum coming into church the way he is.
Right. That's a different circumstance, though.
Right.
I mean, if you have clothes that you can wear decently to the church, it's called modesty, and even the Bible tells us about being modest. So if you're coming to look to change your life and make things better, like they say, when you first go in there that first day, you might be looking a hot mess. But as they say, as you progress, your mind change over and your dress should be the same way. It should change as well and become presentable and a lot more modest than what it was initially when you first walked through the doors. It shouldn't stay the same. So that means that you haven't changed and you haven't really let it touch your heart. So, yeah.
But, I mean, you know, used to be back in my younger years when my mom and grandma was in charge, I put on a necktie and dress to go to church. But now, you know, I put on maybe a casual shirt.
Slacks. But you're presentable though, Bam.
That's right, slacks. But you don't see me sitting up in nobody's church with no hat on.
Yeah,
that's what. Right. That's what I hung up on people.
Yeah, that bugs me too. When you don't walk in the door and take your hat off, that's showing totally disrespect.
That's the first thing you do before you even say hello.
Yeah,
that hat come off your head.
Coming up the steps or whatever, before you walk in that door, that hat should be coming off.
There you go. That's right, Miss Norris. I can understand that because I grew up that way myself.
Yeah,
sure did.
Can't get that. Miss Cheryl. Hey, that's not just you. That's a lot of people. Right. When somebody wants to change and they don't have clothes and everything, but you're coming to change your mind and you know that God is doing the work on you. I think one time I wore a suit. I wore the same suit probably about every Sunday for about 2 or 3 months.
So true, Tizzy. So true.
So
yeah, I've been at that point too, Jay, where I just had one suit that you had to wear over and over. And as a matter of fact, when you got home, you took your school clothes off.
Yes.
You didn't go out there and play in them. You didn't go in the field and work in them. You
That's
didn't go
it.
in the yard and work in them.
No, you had play clothes and you had school clothes, you had church clothes, and you had
That's right.
clothes. And once you take them off, you hang them back up until the next funeral or the next
whatever. That's right.
or whatever, you know. Same way with the shoes. You had tennis shoes, you had play shoes, you had your dress
Church shoes. Yeah.
Yep. You had Vaseline to keep them shiny and soft and clean.
But you know, the thing of it is you know, sometimes we, you know, I'm trying to get it together before I say it because, you know, we don't do no profanity on this channel. We don't do no hate mongering on this channel. But every now and then, you know, Jed get a little out of hand. But
all in love, all in love.
But anyway, what I'm saying is there are times that if you are even disrespected, you don't get any respect from your own family. Listen to what I'm saying now. I know a lot of us don't get along, but with your own family, if they can't respect you enough to honor your wishes, then, you know, there's a big gap out there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a big gap because somebody need to cut somebody loose.
Yeah.
Because only thing you're doing is worrying yourself to death about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
About somebody that don't even respect you.
Yeah. I got a cousin that I love so much, but she got such a foul mouth till I don't want to be around her. I haven't talked to her in a while. I haven't seen her. Don't call me because every other word she cussing. And I was like, I don't curse. I was like, so I would appreciate if you didn't. What's wrong with you? Blank, blank, blank. Click. I was like, and until you learn how to talk to people, don't call me. You know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I didn't go to my family reunion this year because my uncle called me and said they done start pulling out guns because one said we usually do it. Somebody in our side of the family used to do it, but this time somebody else in the portion of the family decided to do it, and her sister, her auntie, once everything was going, oh, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right, and find out they started pulling out a gun. I went back in the room, took off my clothes, chilled, got on the computer. I said, I ain't going there for that mess. No. They couldn't respect each other, and this is supposed to be a family reunion where we come together and commune. No.
And that's another thing. When you go to them family reunions, they called me and they said, how come you're not here? You the only one not here. I was in New York. I was like, you know what? I ain't got time for y'all. Because see, I know my cousins and stuff, brothers, they get to drinking, and then they want to start fighting. They bring up stuff from 20 years ago that should have been squashed and dead. I said, why y'all keep bringing that dumb stuff up? I said, that's why y'all can't get any further than where you at. Because y'all keep breaking up the past.
Broken families, as Tiggs is saying.
Yeah, you know, let that stuff go. And now they too old to fight. They just sit there and look at each other. I was like, okay.
Well, that's one thing that I can really brag about is our family reunions because we have had some great ones and some very cooperative family reunions. I enjoy going to them.
They got older, didn't they?
Our family reunions was outstanding until 2015. All my grandparents were gone. And then it seemed like it started splitting up and everybody just want to do their own thing. We had one in 16. No, we had one in 15, 16. 16 wasn't all that good, but it was a family reunion. Then after that, it wasn't going right.
Yeah, well, East Wing said something too that makes sense. Yeah. Regardless of who we are our worst enemy. And that is the truth. That is so true.
And you know what? I think our family was okay until, like they said, Big Mama died. When Grandma died, the head monarch, seemed like everybody started going their separate ways and started doing
Mhm.
things differently. And they didn't have, to me, the guidance in some of these cases, and they didn't reach out for the other ones, older ones, other than after Big Mama died, to help for guidance, and everything just started falling apart. Like we're in our 60s and 70s and what have you, and y'all too old to be acting stupid. Like y'all should have grown up and cut that stuff loose a long time ago.
That's
You know,
why I said that. That there's a big divide. There's a big gap
Right.
because I'm too old to be disrespected. I'm too old to be, you know, with all that crazy stuff.
Right.
So
Especially when you know I'm not going to disrespect you, but you
yeah,
don't show me no respect. Come on now.
that's right. That's right. And I'll give you respect, but if you can't return it, then I don't need to be around you.
Welcome in, Casey.
Hey, Kason, I
I
don't
don't go
need.
to other folks' family reunions. I don't even go to mine. They consider me family, treat me better than my own folks would. Like yeah,
Well,
okay.
Well,
what I
usually that's the way it is because a lot of times you can talk to and communicate with a stranger better than
Mhm.
you can
Yeah,
somebody within your own family,
yeah,
your own
yeah.
group.
Hmm.
Really, you can.
Yeah,
But
That's why I say, even though this is a community, some of us are closer than what we are, and we talk to each other, but then we're closer than our actual family.
yeah. It's true. We
yeah,
got extended family since growing in this group. Like I said, we become like-minded in a lot of things, and finding out that there's other folks out here that's going through the same thing you going, or dealing with the same
Mhm.
problems and issues. And we learn to talk it out without battling out, without competition. Every
mhm.
now and then you get somebody who's a little more competitive than the other. And we just sit here and look at them and say, oh, they ain't gonna last long. And then the next thing you know, they disappear, and say, see, I told you, because we're not here for that foolishness. We're
Yeah,
here to enjoy one another, work it out, talk it out, cry if you need to, pray
Yeah,
for one another, what have you. We know what the basics is in order to get along. That's why they got what they call trolls and other folks, because they don't have that kind of connection. And they
right.
really don't want it because they can have it. All they got to do is change their crazy ways. It ain't
mhm.
hard, but it is.
They got to come as they are and let
Yeah,
it change them.
yeah.
Country Hustle, did you get that package I sent you?
Yeah, yeah. Country Hustle said he ain't had a family
Country
reunion in
Hustle
25 years.
Yeah. So yeah,
Well,
And to be truthful, Country Hustle, sometimes that might be the best. That might be the best thing right there. I
yeah,
find I
you're right,
find
G
that
Mama. You're
I,
right.
I
You're
find it's
so right.
better sometimes to deal with your family one on one or as a small group instead of getting everybody together.
I like G Mama. She said, "Try Jesus, not me." I'm with you on that one because I ain't the one. I told my nephew once, I was like, he was having a bad day. I was like, boo, I didn't do it to you. Whoever ticked you off, you need to go back and see them, but don't bring that up here to me because whatever you gonna throw at me, I say, you don't want me to throw it back at you because, like they say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Not today. I'm feeling like you. If you coming at me like that, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm gonna try to talk you off the edge first. But if you want to act stupid beyond that, then it's on like Donkey Kong.
Right.
I ain't one. I ain't
Shanti G, Shanti G, you're absolutely correct. Mannerism and respect should be automatic.
yeah,
You're absolutely correct. And that's not just for the young, that's for the older as well. Even
Yeah,
the young has to show respect and mannerism to the young
yeah,
because when we show them respect, they learn respect.
yeah,
right,
So
right.
therefore, what they learn from us, they'll show to somebody else.
That's why I say you can't buy it. You can't just you can earn respect,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't buy it. And you know, like Cheryl Miss Norris said, if it's taught. And when we was coming up, we as OGs was coming up, it was taught to us automatically.
Yeah.
Because you were taught not to do this, not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And not only were you taught not to do it, don't do it and then get your butt beat.
But you know what, Grandma? It's not just our generation.
Hey, sunshine.
We brought our kids up like that. You know, like when we got ready to go shopping, my mom was like, "Don't touch nothing. Don't ask for nothing." You know, I mean, she had a whole set of rules that you had. You know, and she didn't mind kicking your butt in public. She said, "Oh, is this what we doing?" My mom would tear your butt up on the spot and look around and dare somebody to say something to her. You know, because she said, "Anytime you think you can do this job better than me, let me pack them up and send them to your house."
That's
okay.
it.
And these parents nowadays, they could care less. The kids could be running through the store. People be looking at them like, whose kid is that? And they be like, security have a child saying, whose child is this? You know, and I'm just like, for real? And I was like, and the mamas don't even know the child is missing. They on their phone.
No, they don't know. They just don't care.
Yeah, you know, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. I was like, my kid, whatever I mean to touch, I better feel you. You holding on to my dress, my coat, whenever I reach out, you better be there. You better not go nowhere. And these kids is a whole different generation. I'm just
I agree. My grandson he was 12. He was 12 then. Me and him went to Wally World, and I had to get up off me. Get up off. He walking so close to me, I thought he was pushing the buggy too. Hey, get up off me, man.
Trip you.
Hey, she is sunshine.
Parents who believe, I was raised by parents who believe your beat down could and would happen on site. Grocery stores, church, doctor's office, school, no care was given. That's right.
Yeah, I know. I like what Shantae said. Yes, you show out is where you got wore out. Yeah,
that's it. But now, folks, these young adults feel they can't beat their children. They want to call it what is it? Child abuse. It is not child abuse to correct your child.
No, it's not. And if you scared to whoop their butts out in public, that's okay because you got to go home.
No, if you don't want to whoop them, the public will.
Yeah, you're right about that. Somebody else will raise them for you, and it won't be the way they want to be raised.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, I told a woman once her grandson was cutting up so bad he was screaming, acting a fool. And she looked like she was at wit's end, and she was scared to whoop him because at that time, if you whooped your child in public, you could get arrested. So I told her the dressing rooms don't have cameras in them. And she went in there and she wore him out. When she walked past my counter, he was like, and she looked at me, she said, because she wanted to tone him down, but she was scared to do it in public, you know. But she wore his butt out, got full respect out of his behind after that, though. But I mean, it's just a shame that each generation got their own little bad habits that, you know, that it's hard for some people to work through because there's no wiggle room. You know, either you do or you don't. And I was like, no, if my child act up, I'm gonna whoop his butt. I don't care where I'm at, you know.
I raised my nephew, well, my wife's nephew we raised, and I whooped him. I tore his behind up because he did something he had no business doing. I'm calling the police. Get in the car. Took him to the police station. I said, tell the folks what you did and what's your problem. He beat me. Man, I said, what did you do? He told the man what he did. He said, go in that cell right there. He started grinning. He thought the police told me to go in the cell. He told him go in the cell. He said, go whoop his behind.
Yeah.
I said, you ain't gonna do stuff like that and be in my house.
You know, but the thing about it is it's just hard for me to understand. And then again, in a way, I guess I know, but it's just hard for me to understand and grasp how and why people can be so disrespectful.
Yeah.
I really don't. And then on top of things, you speak to a person,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and they heard you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times you speak to a younger dude or something, he just throw his head up there. Hey, that's better than ignoring. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Or nod or something. I could deal with that. But when you just walk by somebody, hey, looking forward to. I think she's new, huh? Isn't she?
Who looking forward? Yes,
Yeah.
she's new. I don't remember seeing her before.
Glad to see
Welcome
you.
in. Looking forward too.
Glad to see you. But it just boggles my mind that people uh, can be so disrespectful and not acknowledge you trying to be as kind as you can. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like I said about the little kid that opened the door for me when I went out the door the other day, and I told him, "Thank you, sir."
Mm-hmm.
And he felt real good. You can see it on his face. You
Yeah.
can see it on his face.
And
And,
that's one of the things too. I don't have a problem with calling somebody younger than me, sir.
no, I don't have that problem either.
Even the young girls, I still call them ma'am.
That's
I
right.
don't have a problem with that stuff.
Neither do I, Jed. Neither do
And Miss Shirley, you didn't have to drop down. I ain't gonna disrespect you.
I. Oh, yeah. Okay, Miss Norris.
Not whip so much.
I really didn't whoop that much myself, but if it was a real bad situation that happened, then I had to tighten up a little bit.
Well, my,
And I got look here, you talking about whippers now. I got some whippers myself.
that's
And
what
I
I say.
mean,
I got toe up. Hey,
yes,
I still got the
yeah.
marks to prove it. I still got the marks to prove it. But now my kids, my kids were taught. Me and my wife had two. They
Hmm.
were taught respect and everything. My kids did not get beatings until the other three moved in. We raised my sister-in-law children, so we had a total of five. That's when my kids started getting beatings because they always wanted to prove that they were better than each other and all that stuff, and I could get
Hey,
away with this.
Grease.
You can't. That's when the beatings and stuff started coming.
Hmm. Well, the thing
Wrong
about
with I eat. Welcome in, bro.
those reflexes, Miss Shirley. So I got a few of them backhands myself.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you guys all this stuff. Y'all gonna think I was a pretty bad kid, but I wasn't that bad, But I did some stuff that I shouldn't have done, but I always had that respect for my elders.
Yes.
I can tell
Yes.
you that. I always had that respect. Okay, Jan, let's give away a little something here.
Okay.
Let's do a little short giveaway, little quick giveaway, and see if we can't help these people grow something.
Okay.
We're going to do a giveaway between 100 and 200. Good night to you.
Start now.
Starting now, between 100 and 200. A little quick giveaway.
100, 1 and 1, 177, 123, 102, 155, 199, 167, 133, 178, 175, 170, 144, 198, 144, 183, 142, 107, 163, 199, 128, 193, 113, 101, 189, 134, 142, 165, 113 again, 110, 196, 125, 200, 178, 126, 136, 188, 180, 166, 144, 177, 114, 116, 130, 144, 182, 163, 111, 180, 154, 164, 121, 124, 151, 124, 128, 125, 133, 136, 116, 117, 187, 184, 137, 129, 148, 102, 170, 122, 101.
What numbers you calling out?
Between 100 and 200.
Okay.
188, 127, 195, 180, 162, 172, 115, 191, 168, 145, 179, 135, 100. I'll let that go.
Well, they're going to be shocked when they see what it is, because this was, I thought this was an easy one. But I guess not. I haven't seen it yet. Of course, we will recheck people. Bam, there it is.
Stop.
Greece got it. 160.
Oh, okay. I went all around it.
160. Okay.
Go on what I eat. You stop. Stop putting them in, people. Stop.
And he just came in there. Hey, bro,
Yeah.
what I eat? And that's my art.
Yep.
He just came in. Come
You
in.
said 160 is the number, right?
160. Let's check it.
Okay.
Make sure. G-Mama, check it out and make sure that nobody else got that 160 but Greece.
106. Okay. I'm checking.
At 161, it was one off.
Yep, sure. 61.
Yeah, somebody got 162, 163, but they never did get that 160.
I had 168, 69.
And I thought that would have been an easy one.
Oh, my Renaissance mom had 162.
Greece, you're going to have to email me your address in order for me to send it to you.
Congratulations, Gui.
Yep, that's Greek. I don't see anybody else.
I don't see anybody else.
Okay. Well, people, you know what time it is for us then. We've done our hour. And on Tuesday night, roll call with Bammit, we will start a new trivia.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. I keep penciling paper right here for you and your trivia.
Okay, but that'll be Tuesday night when we start it, people. But I want to say good night to all of you. Respect and love each and every one of you. And there ain't a thing you can do about it.
But respect them back.
And love us too. As Miss Shirley can say a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Good night, all.
Good night, all.